What's going on, everyone? I'm Chase and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And the video I want to do today is my top 5 anticipated films of 2022. Now, the year has already started and it's a little bumpy with COVID rising and all that stuff, but something to give us all hope and something to look forward to is some of the films that are coming out this year, and I wanted to just talk about them with you guys. So sit back and relax and get quite comfy because it's gonna be a lengthy video. But yeah, I'm really excited for this year overall. I think there's a lot of potential for blockbusters, indie films, prominent directors, all-star cast, spectacles. I feel like this year could have a nice mix of a bunch of different things that we can all love and appreciate and just enjoy and just all come together and just love the art of film. So whether it be commercial blockbusters or small independent films that no one ever sees, and then I will hype up until the cows come home. So yeah, so looking forward to this year. So let's not waste any more time. This list was pretty easy for the most part. I have one blockbuster and the rest are all because I'm a fan of the director's previous works. So that's kind of how I did my list. But I have a lot of movies that didn't make the list. And so I wanted to kind of go over those like really quickly. Creed 3. And also, before I begin, this is also a stipulation if these movies are actually going to come out this year. They are slated for this year to come out into theaters or PVOD or hybrid or whatever they want to do. But as we see everything kind of surging and things are getting pushed, I don't know if some of these are going to make it towards the end of the year, and they might get pushed until next year. But this is just what is presented right now, and this is what I'm going to just go off of. But Creed 3, I've enjoyed the Creed franchise, 1 and 2, and Michael B. Jordan's going to be in the director's chair for this one. I'm curious to see where the story is going to go. Black Panther 2, Ryan Coogler's coming back. That movie's having a lot of problems on set, and with Letitia Wright and people contracting COVID and shutting down for 2 weeks and injuries. It's a mess. I don't know if they're going to make it by the end of this year. I think it's supposed to come out in November, but looking forward to that one. Thor 4, Thor Love and Thunder. Taika Waititi's coming back. I love Ragnarok, and I love that kind of combination. I'm excited to see where the story goes. I just got done watching Endgame, so yeah, I want to see where Thor and the Guardians lead us off next. Babylon from director Damien Chazelle, La La Land, Whiplash, one of my favorites of all time. And so this one also has an all-star cast. It's going to be set in early Hollywood, I think like in the 20s or 30s. So looking forward to that. But it's supposed to come out in December, probably limited release, but it is slated for January of next year. So we'll see, but I'm still looking forward to that. Everything Everywhere All at Once is from the Daniels and also from A24. Comes out relatively soon, in a couple months. This one, time travel, craziness. And if you've ever seen their movies, Swiss Army Man and The Death of Dick Long, then you definitely know where their brain is going to be at with this film, and I can't wait. The Black Phone, Scott Derrickson, Ethan Hawke coming back to do another horror film. They worked on Sinister, really like that one, very creepy, unnerving type of horror. And so Ethan Hawke's going to be playing a villain. We don't really see that much from him in terms of playing antagonists, so looking forward to that. The Untitled Elvis Presley Project from Boz Lerman. Totally had dyslexia there for a second. I apologize for that. A Boz Lerman picture. I always like a good biopic, so why not? Bullet Train. This one has an all-star cast. Director David Leitch. I know someone that's been working on the set, so it's been interesting to hear just from my inside source, like just how the production has gone and everything, and I'm super excited about it. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Very surprised it's not on my list. I really loved the injection of vibrancy and freshness that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse brought us in 2018. Really great animated film, really great Spider-Man movie. I love that movie quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to this one, especially since it's going to be this 2-part epic now. Maybe 2 parts, 3 parts, I have no clue, but at least 2-part epic with Across the Spider-Verse. Don't Worry, Darling, which is the newest film from director Olivia Wilde. It's got Florence Pugh in it, Harry Styles. Suppose it's going to be a Netflix film, but that's going to be kind of like one of their awards play for this year. And it's a psychological horror, so it's horror thriller, so it's completely different from Booksmart, which is a coming-of-age comedy that she did recently. So looking forward to that. And the last one of my honorable mentions before I dive into the ones that I'm really excited about is Avatar 2. I know Avatar 2 gets a lot of flack, a lot of just negativity, just because it's like the cool hip thing to say, like, you know, Avatar, it's just so dumb in 3D. I still like the movie. I prefer the long cut, like the super long cut. I have that box set where it came with like all 3 cuts of the film, theatrical, director, and extended edition. I don't know what the difference is, but it's like 5 or 10 minutes. But I really enjoyed the super long cut, and I'm excited to see where James Cameron takes Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm on board for it. If he wants to take 20 years in between, it's going to kill me on the inside, but because who knows, we all might be dead then. Yeah, I'm hoping he can complete the quintrilogy. Yeah, 4 would be quad, 5 would be quin, a quintrilogy. Cool. So I'm looking forward to that. So those are my honorable mentions for 2022. Lot of good ones to look forward to. But so let's jump into the top 5. Like I said, this one, I definitely had some trouble picking out like what main blockbuster am I looking forward to? What is the one that I am going to be super excited about, and like the one that's going to get me giddy the moment I get to see it? And so, you know, I had, like I said, Thor, Black Panther, Spider-Man. You know, I had all those on there, but I don't think anything could compete with my excitement more than Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is my number 5 pick. You know, after the first trailer dropped for that, I was super excited to see Sam Raimi kind of come back into the superhero fold. You know, we haven't seen him do one since Spider-Man 3. He hasn't even done a giant blockbuster since Oz the Great and Powerful, which was 2013, I believe. So almost 10 years ago, this man has kind of like stepped away. He's been producing a lot of stuff, you know, like with the Evil Dead reboot, Ash versus Evil Dead Stars show, which was a really great show, by the way. Please check it out. But yeah, I'm super excited to see like where he's going to kind of fit back into the superhero mold. So that's component number 1. Number 2, it's a sequel to a very, very good movie, Doctor Strange. And 3, this is going to kind of catapult off of Spider-Man No Way Home and really dive into the multiverse stuff. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get weird. A lot of stuff is going to happen in this, I believe, and it's going to be interesting to probably see where Wanda goes as the villain, where the story is going to lead us. And then, you know, 2 months later, we get Thor Love and Thunder, which is going to be more of a space adventure. And, you know, we got the Eternals that are also going to bleed into that, and the Marvel. So my mind is just, it's just working like this little machine to figure out how they're going to put and piece everything together. But I believe in Sam Raimi. I believe in the Marvel system, you know, for the most part, unless they could just show me something that's absolute just trash, you know, story-wise. I've enjoyed watching this story kind of evolve and grow. And I think having Doctor Strange 2 just kind of go weird and out there and dive into a little bit more horror elements and, you know, take us on this path of like unexpected, you know, whatever, just into the unknown. That's exciting to me. And so I that's my blockbuster pick for my list. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, number 5. Number 4. there's really not much to talk about because the plot is going to be kept under wraps pretty much until the day it is released, which I totally understand because when you are someone that has made a film like Get Out and it just kind of came out of nowhere, it showed people that you're more than just a comedian. You can also be a very effective in striking horror filmmaker. Then you make something like Us, where it's even better than Get Out. I think like the more I think about it and the more I kind of rewatch it and stuff, I like it more than Get Out. But I love both. How can you not be excited for the trilogy of effery that is Jordan Peele's Nope? All-star cast: Keke Palmer, Daniel Kaluuya is coming back, Stephen Yen. We don't know what it's about, but I do know that Jordan Peele coming back to do another one, casting Daniel again in one of his films, showing us a very ominous poster that has the cloud above the city, and it's got the kite tail string. The kite tail string. What? I don't even know what the heck that that even means. Apologize, my brain is shortening out on me. But yeah, the poster was ominous. It's mysterious. It's a striking image. We don't know like what it is, and that's what's kind of cool about it, is that we're just kind of going in blind. But what's great is we trust the filmmaker, and we trust the cast. We trust the fact that this was shot in IMAX, I believe, and super widescreen. And they're shooting this to make it a cinematic event. And I really love the fact that Universal is giving Jordan the opportunity to make a cinematic event out of his movie. And he's not, Marvel. He's not DC. He's not, a monster movie. Like, he's just a guy that creates really great stories. And the fact that they believe in him to film it in such a way to make it that event, that's exciting. And then, of course, his record so far is amazing. So number 4 has to be Nope. Like I said, I can't really discuss it anymore because there's nothing that we know about the plot. I just know who is involved, and knowing his previous work, I think it justifies a spot on this list. Number 3, we just got a trailer for it, so it is shortly here. Man, my words are just not, they're just not fun. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Northmen, from director Robert Eggers. Really loved The Witch when it came out. I was in Fantastic Fest, I believe. It was my final film of the night. And I remember sitting down. I had no idea who this director was. And I really didn't have any clue who Anya Taylor-Joy was. And I was just like, cool, it's my last film before I drive back home. Let's just check it out. That movie has stuck with me ever since I watched it. It has creeped me out to no end. Black Phillip, the goat, always still haunts my dreams. A really just a very, like, it gets under your skin. It's very like unnerving type of horror. It's definitely, it builds up tension in the way that it's just like this slow burn that like creeps under your skin and just makes you feel paranoid, and just it has this like dark atmosphere around it, and it just really puts you into that fantasy world. It feels like it's shot on another planet, and it doesn't even feel like it's something that could happen. But it's set in kind of folklore of the 1600s, I believe. So it makes it even creepier knowing that people actually did this with like witchcraft and all that stuff. But yeah, I've been a huge fan of his ever since I saw The Witch. And then, of course, The Lighthouse. My God. If you guys have never seen The Lighthouse, that is also another cinematic experience that it's hard to explain because it's so insane. But it's so well shot. The sound design is through the roof. The performances are this type of controlled chaos that you cannot just look away from. Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson going head to head in each scene, just captivating your attention. is it's mesmerizing stuff from both of them, and it's just crazy. I absolutely loved the unhinged experience that the lighthouse was, and so this one's going to be taken more of a from the trailer. It doesn't look like it's going to be really, I guess, ambiguous in terms of its themes and its messaging, and kind of like, it could mean this, it could mean that type of deal. Kind of like with the lighthouse, you just don't know like what's real and what's not. Same with the witch. This is more of a straightforward, just kind of like fable. I could be wrong, but it definitely is Robert Eggers' version of like what he can do with a budget. So with like the witch and the lighthouse, they're very low budget cinema, which is fine. But Focus Features was like, hey, we like your work. We're going to give you a little bit more. What can you do with it? He's like, well, I'm going to create something kind of like Lord of the Rings, I guess. That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like this epic fable that, this story is going to take us through. And I love the cast with Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Anya Taylor-Joy is coming back. I think Willem Dafoe is also in this again. It could be something really special. And I think if Robert Eggers can be as potent as The Witch and The Lighthouse, I think The Northmen could be something special. And I think it, even though it's coming out in April, it could lend itself to be an awards conversation for this year, even at this early stage. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. So I'm excited to see what he can do with it. So now we're getting down to the top two. Now, I got to be honest with you. These could be swapped. These could be, two could be one could be two, that type of deal. Sorry, I was fixing my hair. I look like absolute garbage this morning. But so I think I'm going to settle on this. My number 2 is Darren Aronofsky's The Whale. Now, not much. Let me double check here in real time for you guys. But I don't think when I was looking this up, there was a plot to this. Okay, no, there is a plot to it. So, a reclusive English teacher suffering from severe obesity who attempts to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter for one last chance at redemption. What? Yes. Darren Aronofsky, I realize, is a hit or miss for some people. I, for one, have been completely scarred by Requiem for a Dream. Still one of my favorite films of all time. Super depressing. And you have to be in the right mood to watch that. I totally get that. Pi is also a really good one. I need to rewatch it. The Fountain, haven't really seen it that much, but I still like it for its boldness. And then what am I missing? Because I don't want to jump to the controversial one just yet, because I think he did another one in between The Fountain. Yeah, duh. Guys, my mind's going blank. The Wrestler, wonderful film. Mickey Rourke coming back and doing like this redemptive role in his career, and it's just a really great drama. And then Black Swan is one of my favorites of all time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for me personally, Darren Aronofsky hits more than he misses. Then after Black Swan, we get to Noah. Noah's fine, I guess. I don't really remember it that much, so it didn't really have any staying power with me, because it's really kind of hard to follow up after Black Swan. And then, of course, in 2017, we get to the controversial Mother with Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. I, for one, understand people's complaints of it being too in your face. It's on the nose. It's not subtle. It's just very it's like getting punched in the face for 2 hours straight. I get that. I, for one, liked the intensity of it. I liked the abrasive approach to it. It kind of moved like a stage play in a way, and it's all set in one location, and I thought it kind of worked. Is it something that I would recommend to people for a Darren Aronofsky film? No. I would recommend, to start out with people, I would recommend The Wrestler and Black Swan, because The Wrestler can show you how he can do drama really well, and Black Swan can show you how he can do like psychological really well without scaring you too much, because Requiem for a Dream is a bit intense. So I think with this one, with Brendan Fraser coming back, and like, you know, he's also going to be in my number one slot as well. Oops, spoiler alert. But it's going to be his year. And The Whale, with the director behind it, the star in front of it, it's just a recipe for greatness. And I cannot wait for it. And I feel like this is my gut feeling. You know, I'm posting this up in January, and I think this is going to hold true by the start of next year. Brendan Fraser could be a leading actor contender at the Oscars. Good for him. The guy has had a rough past. No need to get into it here. You can just read his story on just things that have happened to him. But I'm glad he's getting like his second chance to kind of just do better for himself and just escape kind of the toxic stuff that has happened to him and just kind of move forward with his life. All the love in the world, my man. So The Whale is number 2. And number 1, if you guys could point out, I said Brendan Fraser is in that one, and I believe he is, but let me just double check before I make a complete ass out of myself. Hold on. He is. Okay, so my number 1 most anticipated film, you know, gets a lot of flack online. Marvel stans hate him. I am a Marvel fan, but I still love this man. This man could literally come up to my front door right now, spit in my face, kick me in the balls, and tell me that I am wrong for liking Marvel movies. And you know what I would say? Thank you, Mr. Scorsese. It was an honor to have you come to my door. That's right. I'm looking forward to Martin Scorsese's next film, Killers of the Flower Moon. This cast is incredible, and I think it's the first time his two main actors are in a film together. I believe Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. He worked with Leo a lot. He's worked with Robert a lot. I think this is the first time they're actually like in a movie together. So there's that. Brendan Fraser, Jesse Plemons, who's on a roll right now, John Lithgow, Pat Healy's in this? Man, he just got everyone. It's a really stacked cast, and what's really cool about it is when you watch stuff like The Irishman, which was his previous film, he also put kind of random people that you would never expect in a movie like that, and they were just in there. And I kind of like Scorsese's against typecasting and just kind of like casting who he thinks is good, even though it's a name that you don't really associate with Martin Scorsese. And so, I don't know much about this. I've never read the book. Probably I need to start reading more, so maybe this will prompt me to do it. But this is about the members of the Osage tribe in the United States that are murdered under mysterious circumstances in the 1920s, sparking a major FBI investigation involving J. Edgar Hoover. Conspiracy, Western, gangster activity, Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro. How can this not be the number 1 of anyone's list? I'm kidding. It is your list. You can pick whatever you want. But this one for me, as long as Martin is still kicking it, he could live to be 200 years old. If this man's still making a movie, it's going to be my number 1. He's been a huge influence on me ever since I saw Raging Bull. No. I saw Goodfellas first. Goodfellas was my first introduction to him. Blown away. Then I saw Casino. Then I backtracked, and then I watched Raging Bull and Taxi Driver. And then I was just like, okay, This guy can do no wrong in my eyes. I even love films like Shutter Island, love Wolf of Wall Street, love The Irishman. I just appreciate his contribution to this industry. I appreciate any time when he wants to make a movie. And I will be there to support it. And I 100,000 billion gazillion % chance will be there as soon as I can see it. So Killers of the Flower Moon is my number 1. And so that is my list. Number 5, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Number 4 is Nope. Number 3 is The Northmen. 2 is The Whale, and number 1 is Killers of the Flower Moon. And of course, all the honorable mentions that I mentioned, I'm looking forward to all those as well. I have a feeling 2022 is going to be a great year. So let me know down below what your films of this year that you were looking forward to the most. I would like to hear about it. Which ones are maybe ones that I didn't list, and you're like, oh, you forgot about this one, or what? It's like, that's what's hard about doing our top 5 is that you got to whittle it down. And I think after just combing through all of them, these were the 5 that I settled on. So let me know yours down below. But that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I know it was a long one, but I always appreciate you guys' support. Please subscribe, leave a comment, a like, do what you got to do, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Goodbye.